As Sean was saying before, Stephen Kearney, the captain of New Zealand, he actually played against Stephen. Sean being an under-21 international himself. We're ready for action. John Connolly is your referee, and New Zealand get us underway. Tirapati right in at the action. He's had a lot of problems with niggly injuries, leg injury, Achilles tendon. Sonny Nicol bounces through. Both Nicol and Joint heavily involved on Saturday I should say, in the test match. Nicol on the subs bench, but the ball being lost. The ground probably slippy, but it looks in fine condition, a credit to Eric Edwards and his staff. New Zealand with scrum possession. Solid tackling by the Saints. As we were saying, Sean, we're saying both Tirapati and George Mann looking for places in the test team. I thought the New Zealand, well, I thought the whole game last Saturday was quite poor, really. Not much, not very exciting at all. Let's hope the Saints can get some action tonight. Set it alight, some good open rugby. We know both sides are capable of it. And solid tackling is going to be the order of the day. 10 metres out, New Zealand in possession, pressing on the line. Good run by Lomax. Tirapati brings him down, the ball's loose. It comes loose and the referee says play on, and John Neal has it. Solid tackling by the Saints. Sonny Nicol driving the ball away, but solid tackling there by Lomax round the top, and the touch judge is on. Well, Sean, I know the touch judge is on, but it just looked good, solid tackling for me. Nothing more than we could expect, Sean.
Well, to me, it just looks a sound, solid tackling. Well, the referee's indicating leaning on with the elbows there, but I can't see much wrong with that tackle, Ron.
No, I can't myself. It's you don't expect any favours or anything. We know you've got to cut the rough stuff, the dirty stuff out. But it looked a good, solid tackle, as Sean said. But the referee there, he's always right, isn't he? Saints have a penalty out of it. John Neal gets the ball away to Alan Hunt. Just been in hospital, a cartilage operation, I believe. But it doesn't take him long to recover now. New Zealand moving up, and there's Bernard Dwyer. Is Bernard Dwyer knocking on the door now? Is Malcolm really here tonight? Dwyer should be picked. Dermot out injured. Oh, George Mann comes through. He breaks the line. Beavers brings the ball up. He gets it away to Joint. Joint can't control it. Saints have possession. The referee looking for some divine guidance, I think, but he has given a knock on. But George Mann there, it looked a high tackle in the first place, sort of off Denver Johnson, I thought, Sean. But he did well, he broke the line again, and he's in tremendous form, isn't he?
George is playing well. A bit of a reckless pass there at the end, and a bit of a bad spill by Chris Joint, but George is running strong and he's looking good.
Yes, scrum down with the feed. Whittaker feeds it, blindside ploy. Good backing up by New Zealand. Kearney there, driving for the line, he gets the ball away. Is it a try, Whittaker? He's all on the line, he's held up on his back. Well, Saints nearly caught cold. Excellent break, blindside from the scrum, Sean, and Saints nearly paid the price.
That's a ploy Saints usually use, they call it sting, and they were caught cold there by the Kiwis.
Yes, that's true. Scrum down now. It's going to be New Zealand feed again, isn't it? With New Zealand held over the line, so they're putting pressure on the Saints. 15 metres out, and only solid tackling is going to be the order of the day. New Zealand in possession. 20 metres from the line. Whittaker, long ball out. Whittaker attacks in half-back, bringing the ball over to the right. Tries to get through, but Nicol in there at the tackle. Nicol and Neal. Quentin Pongia, good drive. He releases it to Lomax. Inside pass there to the hooker, Denver Johnson. Well, that's not been played properly, but the referee allows it to go on. Jason Mackey wearing number 17. The number 13 jersey for the Kiwis has been mislaid, and Mackey has 17 on. A tester, crossfield tester, Alan Hunt looking to gather it. Bounces off his chest and it comes back to New Zealand. Wetu Taiwa, he has possession. Has the tackle count been waved off? But it's propped forward there, Robert Peaver driving it in. Referee Connolly getting the Saints to line out. New Zealand putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the Saints. Kearney, the captain, driving it through. Big lad he is. The ball released over to the wingman, Sean Hoppy, but Alan Hunt moves in, bangs him down. Shane Cooper in there as well. The tourists move it over. Jason Williams. Aaron Whittaker steps up, attacking halfback. They move it left. Now with Namu, tries to chip it through. Mike Riley takes it cleanly. Is he forced over his own line? He is. A tremendous amount of pressure, Sean. The Saints are soaking up, but they've withstood it, and obviously with the dropout, they're going to have to take at least another 6, aren't they? Well,
they're going to have to take another 6, but I'm really impressed by this pressure by the Kiwis. They're piling it on, and they're not letting up. I think the key to it is they play the balls, the speed of the play the balls. They're unbelievably fast, and it's giving Saints no time to get back with the referee and get up again.
Yes, that's true. Phil Vevers, sole survivor of the last 2 Kiwi tours. The only one in a Saints jersey. Played here in 1985 and obviously in 89 when the Kiwis came last time. Saints winning last time 27-26, a late Paul Farber try. I know Paul's here at the ground this evening, but in 85, one we want to forget, don't we? Stuffed out of sight, 46 points to 8. Lomax breaks the tackle, Loughlin comes in. Loughlin gets possession. Solid tackling there at the back by Chris Joint, I beg your pardon. Saints bringing it blindside, George Mann. I mean, a lot of these Kiwis, they're all pals, Sean, but I suppose when they get in the tackle, there's no pals there, is there? They just get in and mix it.
Well, there's certainly no love lost between these fellas once they're on opposing sides, and I think we'll see that as the game materialises.
Sonny Nicol now driving it through. In his opposite number, Stephen Kearney. He shrugs him off. He drives again. He gets the ball away. Chris Joint just losing his footing. Brilliant work by Nicol. Early minutes now. Nearly 7 minutes gone. No score. Oh, Shane Cooper. Good ball there to Paul Loughlin, but taken down by loose forward Jason Mackey. Bernard Dwyer with the grubber. Kicks it through. Peter Edwards has to take the ball. He does. John Griffiths and George Mann follow it up. Saints now putting pressure on the Kiwis, even though Kiwis have possession. Saints only were limited touches in the first 7 minutes, but good rugby by the Kiwis, putting pressure well. Just as I said, good rugby. Prop forward, it was the prop forward coming through that lost possession. Well, little bit of jiggery-pokery by Robert Peaver. See, Rapati can't take it, but the ball goes back. Rapati now turns round, comes the opposite way, drives it through. Taken down by Jason Mackey. Saints in possession. No score at present, but what a game. Just in the early minutes. George Mann, well, evades that tackle. Looked a bit naughty there by the hooker. Denver Johnson. Long ball, Vevers. Tries to sidestep through, just taken down. Griffiths attacked in halfback, chips it through, taken down. Peter Edwards has to turn round, gets the ball behind his own sticks, but he's met well, and now it's the Saints' turn to put the pressure on the Kiwis, trying to hold them in their own 20-metre area. Jason Donnelly trying to break away. His centre there, attacked in halfback, Jason Williams. Now the Kiwis pressing down again, good running. Lomax, I think it is there. This lively prop. Stephen Kearney knocks it forward. John Neal gets the dregs, drops on the loose ball. Let's see what the Saints can do now. Well taken by Sonny Nicol. Bouncing into the Kiwi tacklers. Shane Cooper organising his troops. He wants them lined out, but New Zealand penalised for offside. Cooper goes up quickly, wants to take a quick tap, but the referee there just slowing it down a little. But good pressure by the Saints. Cooper was organising his troops, and the Kiwis penalised. 9 minutes, nearly 10 minutes of the game gone. A lot of pressure, as we said, Paul, by Sean, I beg your pardon, by the Kiwis. But once Saints have, well, limited touches, but they've got up there. they've held them up there, and obviously the Kiwis penalised for offside. A chance now for early points for the Saints.
Yeah, they're looking good, Saints, when they string a few passes together, but I think both players on both sides, they wanted to well, especially the captains, take hold of the sides and calm them down, because it's all a bit 100 mile an hour at the minute and it's getting a bit erratic. So if they just learn to calm down a bit, the game should become a bit more interesting.
Yes, let's hope it does. And Paul Loughlin looking to get the first points on the board. Just over 10 minutes gone. 30 metres out, more or less centre field. But goes over to the left, but it's gone dead, and Saints should regain ball possession. It's Namu there, ready to kick off. Strong breeze, and the ball running dead. Saints will restart from the centre of the 20-metre line. Bernard Dwyer up to Mike Riley, just losing his footing. Hooker there, Denver Johnson moving in quickly. Chris Joint running out wide. Both Joint and Nicol had solid games at Wembley. Bernard Dwyer gets it away to John Neal, onto John Griffiths. Griffiths running hard and strong and straight, and he takes some pulling down. Kearney and Lomax blindside by Bernard Dwyer. Inside there to Chris Joint, good drive up. And this is a hallmark of Bernard Dwyer's play. And let's hope he's attracting Mal Reilly's eye. Tirapati gives the dummy, brings Beavers in on the opposite diagonal. Beavers drives it up, looking for support. Sonny Nicol was there, but the ball went down. Lomax picked it up. Now New Zealand counter-attack. Only solid tackling. Well, the wingman there, Jason Donnelly, looks for support. Whittaker's there, but Cooper clamps him. And the touch judge is in on the far side. The referees picked an obstruction up as New Zealand were coming through. They're so quick, Sean, in attack. I mean, Saints are not slouches, are they? They was drawing up well there, but a loose pass. New Zealand counteracted and nearly scored, but obviously a penalty.
Well, Phil Beavers pushed the last pass there, and I think it'd have been best advice to keep hold of it, but New Zealand on the break, the support play there was fantastic, and I was a bit surprised by the ref's decision to take them back, because they were in a fantastic position. The advantage was with New Zealand, and they should have let it carry on.
Yes, but as they say, Sean, ours is not the reason why. And the referee makes his decision, whatever we think. But yes, good play, both sides, excellent play. And now New Zealand looking to get the early points on the board. No score at present, 13 minutes of the game gone. Recent news, obviously, on the transfer scene. Andy Dannett, that's come to Saints from Hull. The full £80,000 that's to be paid. There was actually about 150,000. I know they'd accepted 80,000 from Wakefield. He didn't want to go to Wakefield. He's come here, but Saints have been ordered by tribunal to pay 80,000. My co-commentator for this evening, Sean Casey, unfortunately unhappy, and on the list at 30,000. Sean, I don't think you want to leave St Helens, but you feel that you may be able to do a good job somewhere else, and you're just hoping for a chance.
Well, that's right, Ron. Right tackle there from the Kiwis. But there's a lot of good players at St Helens, and it's going to be very hard to get into the first team. I realise that, and I spent 3 really brilliant years here at Saints, and I definitely don't want to leave, but I've got to think about my professional career and try and get on somewhere else.
Yes, that's it, unfortunately. Mind you, we've got to try and keep all the players happy, especially a player like yourself, Sean. I consider you to one of the up-and-coming stars, but obviously it's your choice. You've got to think what you can do. Anyway, Saints throwing the ball out, keeping it going. Alan Hunt was awarded a penalty there for a high tackle. Saints playing it quickly, driving it up, running hard and strong, and George Mann powering into the defence again. Bernard Dwyer releases it. Griffiths, the loop with Cooper. Griffiths again. Rapati was with him. Rapati slightly taken on suspicion. Blindside again. Chris Joint powers in. He's taken down there by Taiwo. Dwyer at dummy half. Inside ball to Rapati. Rapati chips it, putting pressure on the Kiwis. Cooper straight up, but it's Tewa that comes up with it. Wetu Tewa. New Zealand withstand the pressure. They are in possession. They're just outside their own 20-metre area. John Neal again strikes back at the ball. As I've said before, he's the finest exponent I've seen of this ball raking at the play the ball. Pressure there by the Kiwis. Saints are taking him on. Loughlin comes in, backs into the defence, drives again. But Peaver picks his leg up, bounces him to the ground. Now it's Rapati. Griffiths, long ball there, well taken by Lyon. Moving up in the line. Lyon breaks the defence. Looking for support inside. He's still going. Brilliant work by the Saints. 10 metres from the Kiwi line. Surely only a matter of time before the Saints penetrate this defence. Cooper inside to George Mann. Mann drives it up. 5 metres short. Alan Hunt looking for the ball out on the left. Dwyer goes for it. Dwyer again. Can he touch down? It's the last tackle of the sequence. Saints piling the pressure on now. Awkward ball taken by Nicol. Nicol chips it. Mike Riley chases it. Oh, it's going to be Saints ball. It's touched New Zealand. Saints with another set of 6. Mike Riley going for the line. Inches short. Surely the tourists must crack under this pressure. Sonny Nicol. Long ball to Rapati. Looking for the chink in the harbour. Rapati drives again. The ball's come back. Well, what's the referee's decision? I think he's given a knock-on shot, but what a passage of play by the Saints.
It all starts with Jonathan Griffiths splitting them open in the centres with a brilliant ball to Phil Weavers, or David Lyon, I think it was, and David's only took about 3 or 4 defenders out with some strong running, and I think Saints have got to be looking to the long balls to split these up, because I don't think they get them down the middle.
No, they're very tight. Both defences on Saturday was very tight, but it was a pretty poor game. But anyway, pressure like that by the Saints, as I say, surely it's just a matter of time. Good solid tackling. The ball kicked down by Namu, using the breeze. David Lyon, will he stop it? He will, in his in-goal area. Brings the ball out. Tries to give the dummy, bring Alan Hunt in. But solid play there. Now it's Alan Hunt. Revels in it, does Hunt. Excellent player. Another one that surely knocking, well, obviously he'd have a good chance of being in the first test apart from injury. But look at Nicol go. He's certainly one of the informed British forwards. But it's a case of, as it's been before, if your face doesn't fit, you don't get in. Big drive there from John Neal. Saints keep it going. Beavers now into space. Good drive. Beavers runs again. Gives the ball to Riley. Oh, super play by the Saints. Champagne rugby here at Knowsley Road. Beavers is the cry from the popular side. George Mann now. David Lyon. Oh, the ball knocked forward. Saints regather. Alan Hunt knocks it back. It's going to be another 6 tackles. Oh, the Saints can't take it. Just unlucky there. But in off the New Zealander. Unlucky there. Nearly split them again, Sean, but just Sean Hoppy, I think it was, that got his hand in.
Yes, Saints were very unlucky there. David Lyon pushed the pass and it hit a Kiwi arm, and we've got the ball back at the scrum, so let's see what we can do from here.
Yes, and there's no danger about the support that the Saints are getting this evening. Below us is the popular side, as per usual, lifting the team, and all the Saints substitutes now out limbering up. 4 substitutes for this evening's game. Once a player has been replaced, obviously he can't come back on. But John Neal on the far side, just receiving treatment, just limping back into the action. He'll not want to come off. One of the big forwards in the powerhouse Saints pack. Laps it up, does John Neal. The quiet man of the pack. Well, that was a good feed by Griffiths, wasn't it? Never even saw the scrum, but referee Connolly lets it go. First scrum of the evening to the set. I think that was the first scrum we've won anyway. Bernard Dwyer tidies it up, but the ball's been knocked forward. So just a bit of looseness after a bit of champagne rugby, Sean. But lucky to get away with that scrum, weren't we?
Well, very lucky. It was a bit of, that's expensive dropping the ball straight from a scrum there. And we've got Adam Fogarty coming on now for John Neal, and Adam will take it up all night, and he's a tough customer, and so he should mix it a bit with these forwards. Should be interesting.
Yes, it's a pity about John Neal coming off, but obviously the man can't continue. And Adam Fogarty coming on, as Sean said. He'll not want to come off John Neal, big raw-boned Cumbrian forward, but he's in a lot of discomfort there. And there's no need for him to stop on. Well, we've got 4 substitutes. 20 minutes of the first half gone, no score at present. Both sides with a missed penalty. But New Zealand with ball possession now, still running hard and strong. Jason Mackey, as I said, we're in the 17 jumper, because the 13-1 has gone amiss. But it's the Kiwis in possession. Both teams soaking up the pressure. High speed, collision, body contact sport, and defences are paramount this evening. The hooker there, Johnson turns it left. The Kiwis slipping the ball up. I think it's loose forward Mackey that has the ball. But the Kiwis again, bringing it out. Now with Whittaker. Whittaker chips it. Lyon, well, it deflects off Lyon, and he has to chase it back and knock the ball in goal. So nearly another chance for the Kiwis, Sean. Whittaker putting pressure on, got a deflection, but all safe and well.
Well, only a minute ago, Saints had the ball up here with a scrum, and you just can't blink for a minute with the Kiwis. They're back down on our line, and they're putting us under pressure again. It just shows the class of this Kiwi side.
Yes, there's no danger. There are some classy players, but our Saints are finally smattered with international players, and they're showing the true colours this evening. Phil Vevers with a tester, lofts it high. Well, I was on about Phil Vevers before from the 85-2, and I do beg your pardon. Paul Loughlin also played in that game. He was a substitute at number 14 that evening. 3 survivors from the 89 team, obviously Phil Vevers again, Alan Hunt and Shane Cooper. But the Kiwis on the charge again, and a super tackle there by Loughlin. Bounced Peter Edwards down, clamped him man and ball. It's now with Stephen Kearney, driving for the line. Cooper has him, slipped it up to Edwards. Well, they should have given him a bucket there, Sean, shouldn't they? I mean, he did the line at his mercy. Kearney had done the job. Edwards only had to pick it up and score. Well, he looked it from here, but whether it was an awkward ball or not, but he fluffed it.
Well, it looks as if he should have took that one and got in for the try, but Kearney there, he's an unbelievably dangerous player. He just splits defences open with his running, and his ability to get the ball away with 3 players around him, and his just general forward play is just amazing.
Is he only about 21, Sean, or something like that? Is he about your age?
He's 21, 6 foot and 16 stone, and he's a formidable character when you play against him. I can testify for that.
Yeah, there's no danger. He's a big lad. He's the captain, and he leads by example. But here they go, Saints in possession. Chris Joint powering up to the halfway line. No score at present. 23 minutes on the clock. Cooper chips it through. Tirapati looking for the chase, but the ball going directly to Aaron Whittaker. He's quickly snuffed out by Cooper and Fogarty. Fogarty moving in again, but it's the fullback, Peter Edwards, that comes away with possession. Well, knock on at the play of the ball there. The hooker there took his eye off the ball. Denver Johnson took his eye off the ball, and they paid the price. It's going to be a scrum down with the Saints feed. Now let's see if the Saints now can get the first points of this tour match here at Nosey Road on the board. The tourists played 5 before this evening's match. Only won 2. Losing 3, that's including the test match. Blindside ploy there from Cooper, brings in Mike Riley. Sonny Nickel, block busting forward, right into Lomax, bounces off him again. 2 and 3, and there's the flopper at the back, as our friends from Sky call it, the old flopper, but that man should have been penalised. Adam Fogarty, well, the ball's been knocked out of his hands there, but he got it back. Did it touch a New Zealand hand? Is the tackle count waved off? No. Griffiths brings in Chris Joint. Still pumping the legs. Tremendous upper body strength there from Joint. Namu brings him down along with Wetu Taiwa. Now it's Rapati. Loop movement with Cooper. Long ball there to Lyon, linking up. Lyon couldn't control it. You may have heard in the background there Sean saying that's the way. That is the way, Sean. The long pass, the long cut-out pass, trying to bring the Kiwi defence in, and Lyon just couldn't control it.
I think that's what's going to do it for us tonight, that ball. Tia spotted it, his vision was brilliant there. He's seen David running through, but I think he must have put a quart of grease on that ball tonight, because neither side can seem to keep hold of it.
No, there's quite a few there in our Saints rank, Sean. They're knocking on the international door. David Lyon as well. Alan Hunt. Bernard Dwyer there. Tackle anything above grass, Dwyer. A lot of them that are available but may not be in contention for the man that's in charge. Quentin Pongia, rather enthusiastic forward. Got a little bit of a name for himself, but Stephen Kearney gets the ball away. Wetu Taiwa bounced down there by Lachlan and George Mann. Kiwis in possession. The ball chipped through. Saints should gather it comfortably. David Lyon comes away with it. Just takes the tackle. Peaver there was running through. He stopped him. Wetu Taiwa came in. Now it's with Alan Hunt. Lomax forces him back a couple of metres. No score at present. 26 minutes on the watch. Adam Fogarty, the first substitute to be introduced from either side this evening. Kiwis pressing up. George Mann again. Into space. Cooper takes it. Now it's with Joint. Oh, these Saints are full of running. Joint drives again. Brilliant work by this international second row forward. Rapati gets it to Lyon. Lyon will chip it upfield. He does so. Sean Hoppy will have to turn. He'll have to play the ball. Saints move up in a line. Cooper tries to close him down. Fogarty clamps him. Good pressing up by the Saints. Got to try and play New Zealand in their own 20-metre area. Jason Donnelly on the far side, trying to round Mike Riley. Good tackling from Nicol. All over the field, Sonny Nicol. And a drum-tight defence by both sides this evening. Hardly any chances, as you can say. But the ball kicked downfield. It looks as though it's going to be too strong. It's directly dead. Saints will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20. Certainly end-to-end stuff, Sean. Obviously Saints tactics try and play it, kick it up, play New Zealand in their own 20, and it could pay dividends.
That's the way they're going to do it, if they're going to do it at all. And starting to get a bit more exciting now, this game. It's a bit more enjoyable. And if Saints can get down there and maybe get a quick try before half-time, then that should set us up for a good second half. With I think the wind behind us, I'm not sure how we're going to be faring in the second half with the wind.
Yeah, it's a bit of a swirling wind this evening, Sean. Sonny Nicol there just receiving treatment from Jeanette Smith as George Mann brings the ball up, takes a little high there. Mackie coming in over the top, but it was Kearney that brought him down, and Dwyer burst through. John Griffiths taken on suspicion, but what a drive from Dwyer. Saints bring it blindside. Griffo chips it through. Well, he's held back there by Mackie. Should be a penalty to the Saints, and it is. Referee Connolly spotted it. Held back there by Jason Mackie. We know they say you can stand your ground, Sean, but the man, I think he got hold of Griffiths and pulled him back there.
I think he did, yeah. I think it was a definite penalty, and I don't think Paul Loughlin fancied his chances here, and Saints took a quick tap.
Yes, good move by Cooper, and Tirapati gets it away to Nicol. Saints eager to spread it. We're talking 12 metres from the line, and Saints looking for the first points. Cooper sees the gap, drives it through. Viva's there in support. Loose ball, well taken by Griffiths in the end. He flicks it back to Chris Joint. Joint looking for the gap as he found it. Oh, just brought down. New Zealand slightly pushing the Saints back, but the Saints drive again. Fogarty tries to straighten it up. Pressing again, the Kiwi defence is tight. Dwyer brings Nicol in on the opposite diagonal. Nicol drives again. Still stood in the tackle, finally brought to grass. Last one of the sequence. Dwyer to Griffiths. Griffiths chips it, tries to squeeze through. Well, New Zealand have to play it, and Whittaker has to knock it dead. Good pressure again by Griffiths. He looks slightly impeded again, Sean, but Whittaker had to knock it dead to be safe.
Yeah, I think the Kiwi defender have had to disappear for Jonathan Griffiths to get through there, but good awareness by Jonathan Griffiths, and he's got they're going to get the ball back in another set of 6, and that's really good for Saints.
Of course it is, Sean, with the 10 minutes remaining of the first half. No score on the board. Tightly contested game, as you can expect. Obviously, the tourists against Cooper, Rapati, George Mann and Mike McLennan, all Kiwis on the Saints side. Rapati takes it, pushes off 2 tacklers, drives it in again. Certainly letting Howie Tamati know that he's available for the test spot. Now it's George Mann, another player. Mann looks for the gap, pushes 2 off, gets the ball away to Loughlin. Loughlin will go in. Alan Hunt's in for the try. Alan Hunt scores in the corner. Great play there by the Saints. The Saints break the deadlock. The Saints breaking the deadlock there, but it's Tirapati, George Mann. Excellent pass from Loughlin, Sean onto Hunt, well taken and well worthy of the try.
Oh, the Kiwi connection did it there. George and T, a fantastic play, splitting the defence up. And Loughlin and Hunt there combined well, and Alan went over and took his try superbly.
Class wingman Hunt, going from strength to strength, there's no danger. But Saints first on the board, 4 points in the lead. Excellent try there after some sustained pressure by the Saints. 31 minutes on the clock now. Alan Hunt with his 5th try of the season, and he'll have enjoyed that one, won't they? But good Kiwi connection, as Sean said. Cooper heavily involved, but it was Rapati and Mann. Then Loughlin, good centre play there by Paul Loughlin. And here he goes, just barely in from touch. Oh, just falling short, just to the left. Skimming the left-hand post, but 4 points to 0, Sean, and certainly looks good again. Ball back, and let's go again, eh?
Well, we're 10 minutes away from half time, and it's looking good. We got the try we needed, but George and T, they're revelling in this game, and it looks to me as if they're really enjoying it. I think George is having the better game out of the 2, and definitely giving Howie Tamati food for thought.
Yes, and I mean, they're no duffers, these New Zealanders. The 9 in the 17-man squad tonight, Sean, that was on show at Wembley on Saturday. So it's quite a strong New Zealand squad, isn't it?
Yeah, well, them 9 are going to be looking to have better games than they had on Saturday, because on Saturday they just didn't perform at all. So I think they're going to get a stern talking to at half time, and they're going to have to buck up if they want to beat this Saints side, who are on form tonight.
Yes, there's no danger. We certainly hit an excellent patch of form after a very shaky start, but we're back in the swing. And only an excellent win tonight will do, won't it? Bernard Dwyer just losing his footing. But New Zealand guilty of encroaching, moving up in front of the referee. George Mann now, block-busting run, powers it onto Beavers. Beavers takes the ball up, looking for support there, but an excellent tackle and quite a bit of maul in there at the play of the ball. Cooper brings it away. It's the last tackle of the sequence. Riley's running it. Saints spread it out, but the ball into the hands of Whittaker. I think it's Whittaker, yes it is. Maybe he shouted for it. But that was the last tackle of the sequence. 4 points to 0. Saints in the lead. A pulsating game here this evening. There's no danger about that. Well worth the admission money already. Peaver driving the ball up. Well, the ball knocked back. Kiwis drive again. Short ball there to Wetu Taiwo. He's got support inside from Peter Edwards. Well, the Kiwis hit back. It didn't look as though, well, Edwards goes in for the try. The full-back, there certainly didn't look any danger at all. But the Kiwis breaking through quickly, Sean. A good run by Wetu Taiwo, the right centre. Support from Edwards, and he finished off in good style, didn't he? Found the hole in the Saints' defence.
Well, Saints were still on a high from the try there, and the Kiwis got the ball back pretty sharp from the set of 6 that Saints had, and the support play again was superb, and the try was a worthy one.
Yes, that's true, but the Kiwis making a substitution. They want to bring number 14 on, Mark Nixon, and replaced Jean Namu. But Namu is the player that's taking this conversion to the Edwards try. So they just have to wait till he either converts it or otherwise. So Namu looking to pop this one over. Just about 18 metres out. 15 metres in from the Popular side touchline. Getting a little bit of barracking from the Saints public, but Namu slots it between, and New Zealand take the lead by 6 points to 4. Namu is substituted, and Mark Nixon goes on. As we said before, Paul, we didn't think he'd had Sean, I beg your pardon, we didn't think he'd had a decent game at Wembley, but he's lasted, what, 35 minutes, and he's been replaced this evening. I suppose the coach, Howie Tamati, just varying his options.
Yeah, I think so. Nobody knows quite for sure how he's thinking. He might be resting him, he might have brought him off for other reasons. We don't know, he might be injured. But it'd be good to see how Nixon shapes up.
Yes, that's true. Probably all the subs will get a run out in one way or another. But the Kiwis just taking the lead there in the 35th minute with that conversion. 6 points to 4 the score. As Sean said, probably the Saints just easing off after the score, and I suppose, as they said, that's usually the time that the opposition try to put you under pressure. But still an exciting game. Pongia, that is, the second row forward. Pongia and Kearney, a formidable second row partnership. But the Kiwis running it again. The ball flicked up. It's loose. Adam Fogarty gathers it. Possession will have to be respected now in this last 5 minutes. Saints obviously looking to see if they can run another in. George Mann, long ball to Cooper. Oh, pass to Lachlan, it went back. Alan Hunt. Well, the ball went back. There's no way that was a knock-on. But referee John Connolly, one of our near neighbours from Wigan, ruling that the ball had been knocked forward, and it's a scrum down with the New Zealand feed. Aaron Whittaker feeds, gets scrum possession. Whittaker again, well, certainly a little bit of obstruction at the back of the tackle there. Play allowed to go on. Jason Mackey breaks out of the first line of defence. He's well wrapped up there as Cooper moves in. Whittaker again, live wire scrum half. But Gary Freeman, obviously the first choice. Good run from Lomax. Oh, that was a forward pass on to Johnson. Not picked up again by the referee there, unfortunately. But Saints under pressure, 10 metres from their own line. New Zealand in possession. Kearney, short ball there onto Nixon. Solid tackling by the Saints, the last tackle of this set of 6. Will New Zealand pop it up in the air? Will they try to run it out wide? They take it blindside, it's chipped through by Whittaker. Whittaker gets possession again. Regathers it. The tackle count is waved clean by the referee Connolly. Blindside ploy again from Denver Johnson. Is he forced into touch on the far side? Must only be inches short. But Saints forced to withstand the pressure in the dying minutes of the first half. 6 points to 4 the score in favour of the touring Kiwis. Saints lined up on their own line. Whittaker again, snapping and snarling round the play. Kearney there, evades the first line of defence, but he's forced back. Solid tackling by the Saints, forcing the Kiwis back a full 15-20 metres. Peaver tries to unload, Lachlan knocks it back. Well, Kiwis have possession. Well, he's given a knock on there. The ball knocked back by Paul Lachlan, but let's see who he's giving the feed to. Well, he's given the Saints feed there. The Kiwis must have come up with a knock on, Sean. I didn't actually see that.
It should definitely have been Kiwi ball. I think Paul Lachlan hit the ball with his arm there, and it should have been Kiwi ball. Play on, another 6 tackles, but like you say, ours is not the reason why run.
You're getting in the swing of things, Sean. There's no danger. But yes, not to worry. Sean Casey with me this evening, my co-commentator for this tour match. It's nice when you get some of the players up that He'll give me a little bit of the time, obviously, to come on and promote the Saints video. Saints in possession. Beavers chips it up directly into touch. A poor kick there by Beavers standards. All on half-time, 39 minutes and counting down. Not much stoppage time at all. 6-4, pretty even at this stage of the game. Mark Nixon. He's well taken down. Kiwis running it again. Whittaker brings it blindside. Long pass out there to Kearney. There'll be a lot of tired and bruised bodies welcoming this 10 minutes rest for the half-time interval. 40 minutes gone on the watch now. Playing in time added on for stoppages. Whittaker looked as though he was shaping up for the drop goal. He'll have to be attended to. Plenty of room there for him to pass the ball out. No support for him. The Kiwis now with the last gasp in the first half. Loose play. Well, Loughlin taking off the ball there in his efforts to go down and retrieve it. But Saints do come up with possession, and it's Sonny Nicol driving it away. There's the half-time hooter. All on a minute of stoppage time it played. 6 points to 4, the half-time score. Tightly contested, John. Perhaps, as we said, we Saints scoring first and then just relaxing. New Zealand came back and got 6 points, but still very tight. All to play for in the second half.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting second half. Like I said, Saints were still on eye from the try, and the Kiwis caught them on the back foot. And like you say, it should be an interesting second half.
Right, ready for the action. Tirapati to get us underway. Plenty of Kiwi connection in the Saints ranks, as we said. Mike McLennan, the coach, a former Kiwi international who toured here in 1971. Your Frank Barrow, the assistant coach, he played full-back against the 1961 Kiwi tourists. Obviously for the older members, Hutt, Hall and Hardgrave in the 1930s, and then with the Saints probably in the middle 80s with Mark Elia, then Shane Cooper in 87, George Mantirapati in 89, Mike McLennan in 90, so a heavy Kiwi connection. Calls for an infringement there, but the referee let him play go on. Kiwis in possession. Also reported in this evening's press, Donald Williams was supposed to be coming. They reckon he's not coming now. As Robert Peaver breaks through, he's got Mackey with him. Good drive by Mackey, but a brilliant break by Peaver. Side right through the Saints defence. Now it's with Whittaker going for the drop, the one-pointer. Looks good from here, but waved away. Whether there's a bit of a panic there, Sean, I don't know, but Peaver burst through. Excellent break. Whittaker went for the one-pointer. I can't see the point, really.
Oh, well, I think he was just, like you say, he might have just panicked, but if they get up there again later on in the game and there's only a couple of tags left in the sequence, then 1 point could prove vital.
Yes, that's true, but Sonny Nicol powers down the blind side, right in front of our commentary position here. A lot of mauling up to play the ball, but Sonny doesn't bother, he can give it and he'll take it as well, won't he? Bernard Dwyer moves up, acting half-back. Well, Kiwis penalised for offside. I think we may have just got out of jail there, Sean. It looked like a little bit of a knock-on, but eagle-eyed Mr. Connolly ruling the Kiwis offside and a welcome respite.
Oh, we definitely got out of jail there. Bernard knocks on, and just at that split second the Kiwis were caught offside. Them things, you know, they might... It's when you start asking yourself it might be all night, but Saints have still got a lot of work to do now, 6-4 behind. Yeah, 6-4 behind. David Lyon being asked to pop this one over, hopefully. As we just on about the Kiwi connection, he said Donald Williams is not supposed to be coming now in the Evening Echo, or the Liverpool Echo. He said Mike McLennan obviously considering his future. We don't know what goes in at board level or whatever, but obviously all will be revealed in the course of time. We've had Ricky Cowan on short term. Jared McCracken, he's due to tour. He was had an injury, a stress fracture of the leg, I think, but he was on short term here, and he certainly put a bit of woomph into the Saints, did Jared. And also we've had Mark Boneville on a short term. But the Kiwis in the Saints ranks that's on display
this evening, I beg your pardon, certainly done the job for the Saints, even if some of the other Kiwis that we've had have been far from impressive. David Lyon strikes it, but it's going to the right, is it? Yes, and not even gone dead. Kiwi will attack again. 3 minutes of the second half gone. No addition to the half-time score of 6 points to 4. Solid talking, as Sean said, from both camps in the half-time interval, but good play by the Kiwis, driving it well. Good ball handling there, and Wetu Tiwa comes away with it. Blindside ploy again as Denver Johnson moves it over onto Mackey. Sean Hoppy has the ball now, he's coming inside. The Saints forced to defend. Chris Joint, one of the tacklers there, along with George Mann. New Zealand now moving it to the left. Kearney looking for the reverse pass. Peaver has it. Peaver gets it back to Kearney. Good passage of play from the Kiwis. Quentin Pongia rattled to the ground by, well, I can't see what the referee's come in there for. A perfectly fair tackle by Nickel on Kearney, in my opinion, Sean. A referee right on the job, and he's pulled him for a high tackle, I think.
Well, like you say, the referee was right on the spot there, and there was no malice in that tackle whatsoever. It was just a good first solid tackle, brought him to the ground, and I think he must have seen something we didn't, the referee. Yes,
it was Pongia that's been tackled, I think, but New Zealand have been awarded the penalty. And nothing in that from our point of view. While New Zealand are regrouping, I could just give a birthday mention for today for Nick Carney. He's 3 today. He just happens to be my nephew. Happy birthday from Mum and Dad, also brothers Paul and Jamie, also all on the Saints video, and brother Paul and Dad, who is also Paul, are here this evening to watch the match. Young Paul, they're taking a strong interest in the Saints, and I'll be putting my 2 pennies in and making sure that he gets here regular as he possibly can. So, happy birthday, Nick Carney, 3 today. Happy birthday from Mum and Dad, brothers Paul and Jamie, myself, my wife Chris, Sean Casey, Uncle Tom Cobley and all. But it's Whittaker now, looking to convert this 2 points, this penalty award into 2 points, I should say. Well, he hooks it, it's gone to the left, and justice is done, Sean.
Well, as I said, justice is done, and that's going to be a big let off for Saints, because then 2 points could definitely prove vital later on in the game.
Yes, they could. The Saints have got quite a good record, Sean, against the Kiwis. With this is the 10th game, but in the previous 9, Saints have won 6, losing 3, so not a bad record. Anything can happen this evening. It's still 6 points to 4, and Jason Donnelly just breaking the line. Whittaker along the line, Pongia. Rapati wraps him up. Oh, super tackle there by Rapati. Chris Joint comes in, clatters the man to the ground. The Kiwis don't like it. They want to quick play the ball. Now it's with Lomax. Big John Lomax. Just inside the Saints half. Kiwis breaking, looking for support. Support is there from Jason Williams. It's out now to Donnelly. He's well wrapped up by Cooper. It's the last tackle of this sequence. Mark Nixon attacked in half-back. Well, the ball's come loose. The touch judge, looking, he's knocked it forward. A knock-on indicated. Good work there by the touch judge, Sean. I do believe that these officials have got to work together. Sometimes they don't, but a lot of grey areas with this losing the ball in the tackle with reaping and that.
Yeah, well, before there was an incident down here, and the referee didn't see what happened at the incident, and the touch judge was right on the spot, and he didn't seem to give anything a knock-on or a rip ball. So I think referee Connolly's going to have to get a grip on this game a bit more, as is the Saints side, because they're suffering a tremendous amount of pressure now, and they're going to have to definitely get a grip.
Yes, there's no danger. Quite a lot of heated talking in the pack. Fogarty and Peaver there, just being asked to cool it down. I mean, you're a utility forward or utility player, Sean, but I bet there's, and done a bit of hooking as well, but there's a lot of action in the scrum, isn't there?
Oh, there is quite a lot of action, but not as much as there used to be. I mean, hookers, like, I don't know why they call them hookers anymore. They're just a front row, really, because they don't hook the ball at all. The ball goes in and it's out, and if you lose the ball against the head or feed nowadays, then it's a disgrace, really. You shouldn't really lose the ball on your head and feed.
Fogarty now, well, somebody came for him then, and Temper's getting a little frayed. Fogarty was coming through, and I think it was Denver Johnson that went for him. I just can't, I don't know whether you knew it was the hook-up, Sean, but Fogarty there, he was attacked. They went for him high. Temper's getting a little frayed, especially after that little bit of jiggery-pokery in the pack. And let's see what the outcome of this is, Sean, eh?
Well, if it was Denver Johnson, he's picked on the wrong man there with Adam Fogarty. I think it'd be better advice to leave Adam alone and just carry on playing rugby.
Well, Kearney is there. He's the I think he's the captain anyway, Kearney. But the player going to be spoken to now, yes, it's Denver Johnson. That's not bad for me, that, Sean. I usually go through a handful before I get the right one, but I got it right tonight. But Saints have been awarded the penalty. They're just inside their own 20-metre area. Adam Fogarty just saying, keep it calm. But I mean, the old body, Sean, it'll only take so much, and if somebody has a swing at you, it's very hard to restrain yourself at times, isn't it?
Well, that's right, it is very difficult. But sometimes little things like that are the impetus the side needs, and let's just see what Saints can do now.
Well, Fogarty brings the ball up. Plenty of bodies. A flopper there with Donnelly over the top. The referee will have to get a grip. As you say, whether it's the impetus that the side needs. But now it's Tirapati, brings in Sonny Nicol. Sonny Nicol bounces off and drives again. Denver Johnson brings him down. Peaver tried to shoulder charge him. But the Saints are now looking to answer the questions by putting points on the board. Chris Joint, well taken there by Kearney, but the ball comes loose. Wetu Taiwo brings the ball away. New Zealand in possession. Still in the lead by 6 points to 4. 10 minutes of the second half gone. John Lomax running the ball up. Come on, you Saints, is the cry from below us, and no doubt from all round the arena. Whittaker, long ball to Kearney, well, short ball to Kearney. Looks as though he's going to miss Kearney out, but he took it up to the 20-metre line. 20 metres from the Saints line. Peaver straightens up. Good tackle there. George Mann quickly in, along with Chris Joint. Last tackle of the sequence. Nixon chips it for the corner. Mike Riley, is it? No, beg your pardon. Alan Hunt was over there on the far side. Who took that ball, Sean?
I think it was Les Quirk who's come on. I think he took the ball there.
It is, you're right, Les Quirk's on.
But I think if there was an incident down here with Stephen Kerr. I don't know where the camera got it. It was Stephen Kerr and Chris Joint, and I think the touch should have been on there because there was a bit of a fracas there, but it broke up peacefully, and all's well now. Yes,
a little difference of opinion, Sean, obviously. But Les Quirk on the far side. I think he's on for Lockers, Sean. I think that was at half time. Obviously, we missed that. But it's the Kiwi that have the ball. They've been awarded the penalty for whatever reason. 10 metres from the Saints line. And looking to put on a planned move, as they say. Nixon has the ball, straightens up, looks for the half gap. Saints defence will have to be watertight. Will have to be Kiwi tight as well. Pongia drives it up. Johnson at dummy half. Jason Williams turns round, now it's Denver Johnson, steps up attacking halfback. Brings it to the left, lucky to release the ball, well, very lucky to get away with that. But Saints force the Kiwis back 10 metres. Tira Patty coming in, looking exceptionally strong this evening. Loose forward, Mackie. Back to Mackie now. Nickel comes in, but Mackie going for the corner. Is the try awarded? Yes, the try's been given. David Lyon and Mike Riley there, they just couldn't stop him. He did well, Mackie. He's a big fella, this loose forward. Just managed to squeeze into the corner, Sean.
Yeah, well, they did well to score that try there. I don't know who it was that broke through, but he did well to hold Sonny Nickel off. And the Kiwis have hit back there, and Saints are going to have to impose themselves now, or they're going to lose a grip.
Yes, and all that play and the try, obviously, it was brought from the far corner, but a penalty awarded in the far corner for whatever reason we didn't know at the time. But New Zealand on the board in the second half first, with a try by Mackie. 10 points to 4 the score, and a chance now for is it Peter Edwards to hopefully convert it. But he did well there. I think I think it was Mackie, the loose forward, that shrugged off the tackle of Sonny Nickel. As Sean said, very hard to get out of Nickel's grip, but he just managed to squeeze in at the corner. John Connolly here just taking quite a bit of stick from the St Helens public. They love him really, don't they? And they've got to have broad backs, these referees, there's no danger about that. But Peter Edwards, no, just brings it to the left. 10 points to 4 the score, just one converted try separating it, Sean. Let's hope the Saints can hit back now, just as the Kiwis hit back earlier.
Well, there's bags of time left yet for the Saints side to get back on the score sheet. And let's hope it's sooner rather than later.
Yes, there's no reason why they can't. They're playing some exciting rugby. The Kiwis looking to register a win here at Nosey Road. They got beaten here last time in '89, but temper's getting a little frayed again. In the two matches, the Kiwis opened with a game against Wales. They won that by 24 points to 19. The first league match against Bradford, they lost 17-10. Then they beat the Pie Eaters by 25 points to 18 after the Pie Eaters were leading 18 points to 7. Castleford beat them 16-4, and they went down last week at Wembley by 17 points to 0. So they're looking to get back in winning ways. They've got a game against Leeds at Headingley on Sunday, and then the second test a week this Saturday at Wigan. New Zealand in possession. Saints will not have to be hurried, Sean. You've just got to keep the composure. Got to not let the Kiwis put them off the game and just let the ball do the work.
Well, they're going to have to try and get the ball off this Kiwi side first, and that's easier said than done. But if we can get the ball and string a few passes together and a couple of sets of 6, then we'll be looking to score some tries.
But they're not frightened of throwing this ball about, the Kiwis. Jason Mackie bursting through there. Denver Johnson in support. Last tackle of the sequence. Whittaker pops the high one up. David Lyon never took his eye off the ball and drives away with it, just grabbed by the elastic in his shorts. So as Sean was saying, Saints have got to get the ball. We've got the ball now, let's see what we can do with it. John Griffiths coming through, heavily clattered there by Whittaker, his counterpart. No love lost in these encounters as George Mann comes again. Cooper bringing on Fogarty. Well, a big hit down again. The hooker there, Denver Johnson going in again with a left arm hook. The touch judge should have spotted it here, but he went in there as the flopper. There's no danger about that. The last tackle of the sequence for the Saints. It's now with Tira Patty, chips it downfield. Taken there by Donnelly, the left wing. Cooper couldn't just take him, but Donnelly brought down there just on the 20-metre line. Very unlucky there that Saints didn't get a penalty, Sean. Certainly Johnson and Fogarty still having a little nibble at each other.
Well, Denver Johnson's leading the charm life tonight. He should have been at least penalised there, but Saints have got to look to try and keep the Kiwis down here, because when Saints have got the ball, this Kiwi defence is just watertight.
Well, he's there again, Denver Johnson. He's having a go at Sonny Nickel. The referee's in the middle. He'll have to sort this fella out. I mean, he's been warned 2 or 3 times. How much is the referee going to take? I mean, this hooker, he should be down the tunnel. There's no danger. I mean, Sonny Nickel doesn't take a backward step. There's no danger of that. Whittaker there, the scrum half, doing a bit of gabbing. Mind you, I don't think he'd be a scrum half if he didn't do any yapping, would he? But referee Connolly's bringing Nickel out and he's bringing Johnson out. It looks as though they're going to get sin-binned, but Sonny Nickel got sin-binned. Let's see what he does to the hooker now. Well, Denver Johnson got 10 minutes in the sin bin, and in my impartial opinion, that's a disgrace, because the man's been warned before for a fracas. Nickel there and Johnson, he's given the penalty to the Kiwis, and Johnson there been agitating. I know they reckon that retaliation, Sean, is worse than the actual first incident, but as you say, he's a very lucky man, isn't he?
Well, he's had a few first incidents tonight as Denver Johnson, but Denver, he's been riling the side all night, and Sonny, he's known to bite back, and it's just unfortunate there to get sent off.
Well, it's only 10 minutes, they'll cool down there. There's 19 minutes of the second half gone. Both down to 12 players. Still nothing in it, 10 points to 4 the score. Stephen Kearney, he has possession, he's taken down, he plays it quickly. They certainly do play it quickly, these tourists. But good tackling is going to be the order of the day. Can Saints capitalise on it? Cooper snuffs out Nixon. Excellent tackling by the Saints captain. Well, Nixon there, he should be playing the ball. He's cabbaged a metre there. And the referee watching him. But the Kiwis still in possession. Mackey at dummy half. It's the last one of the sequence. It's charged down there. Dwyer has possession. Excellent work by Bernard Dwyer. Just being mauled at the play of the ball. Chris Joynt now. Superb charge down, Sean, by Bernard Dwyer. Let's hope the Saints can react from that.
Bernard Dwyer, he did brilliantly to charge that down, and great awareness there to see where the ball went, and he dove on it. But there's a few of these Kiwis, I think, in my opinion, they're committing a few professional fouls, leaning on at the play of the ball, not giving Saints the chance to get up and do the quick play of the ball they need.
Well, I mean, they're going to do it if they're getting away with it, Sean, and obviously they are getting away with it this evening. Last tackle of the sequence. Chris Joynt, chip and run. Saints drive it again. Alan Hunt looking. Oh, can Hunt squeeze in? Oh dear, oh dear. Les Quirk, I think they're just sliding into the wall, but it's all right. But good awareness there by Chris Joynt, chipped it through. Saints followed it up. The ball gone dead. Could have gone anywhere there. The Kiwis have possession. We're just 2 minutes into the last quarter, about 18 minutes remaining. 10 points to 4 the score in favour of the New Zealanders. Good tackling there from Griffiths and Cooper. Well, referee Connolly going in there and penalise Shane Cooper. Well, he's saying they're not lined up at the play of the ball, then he's saying he's kicking at the ball. It's like doing the treble champ tonight, Sean. Any 8 from 10.
But that's the worst decision of sin tonight. You shouldn't have even played the ball to yourself in the first place. If anybody stood in front, you can't play it. So, and he's done it, and it's just a diabolical decision in my opinion, that.
And he's got away with it too, and as you say, but Kearney finds touch. Lomax drives it through, certainly a hint of a forward pass. Whittaker attacked in half-back. Peaver just losing his footing. Solid tackling. Beavers and Fogarty. Whittaker taking the ball cross field. Good ball from Backey to Kearney. In the Saints 20-metre area now. The Kiwis on a charge. Saints defence is going to be tested again. Johnson chips it through. Beg your pardon, Peter Edwards that chipped it through. But Saints weather the storm. Just a little bit of mauling at the play of the ball, as we've said. The Saints spectators asking the question as why he hasn't been penalised for offside, but the referee moves in again. Penalises the Kiwis. Ironic, isn't it, Sean?
Well, I think he's sweetening us up a bit there. He knows he's give them a few tonight, so he's give us one there. But Saints have got to start speeding it up now. Time's running out, and we've got to try and get a few points on the board.
I mean, I know it's a very hard job out there in the middle. It's a high-speed collision sport. The referee, he's doing the best job as obviously he can. But you just find, I feel, that some of our referees seem to bend over backwards a little for the tourists, whereas when our lads go on tour, we don't get anything off the Aussie referees, do we, Sean?
We definitely don't. This is it's a difficult job for Connolly, but I think he might admit himself when he sees the video that he's had a bad one tonight.
Bernard Dwyer onto John Griffith. Long ball to Beavers. Inside ball to Cooper. Oh, good support there. Oh, Griffith just couldn't take the final pass. Very unfortunate there. But that should give the Saints heart. And let's see if they can contain the Kiwis in the 20-metre area. The tackling's got to be firm. It's got to be fair. It's got to be hard. Well, Kiwis play it to the self again. There'll be lots of bruised and battered bodies after this encounter, and with 16 minutes remaining. 10-4 the score. Alan Hunt's crying for the ball. Well, that's an obstruction, as they call a shepherd. But yes, crossing is the indication. The referee's picked it up. There's been a few occasions in the match that he hasn't, but he picked it up there. A little bit of a respite for the Saints. David Lyon will find touch, hopefully, on the main stand side. 20 metres from the Kiwi line. An ideal platform for the Saints to build on now. Just a converted try, the difference, as Adam Fogarty powers in. The Saints just hanging back a little, lying deep. George Mann inside to Cooper. Cooper creates the gap. Just couldn't release it. Good tackle by Mark Nixon. Saints on the charge now. Looking to put points on the board. Rapati moves it over. Oh, good clattering tackle there. But Saints there driving it up. Fogarty still pumping those legs, but the ball's loose. The referee gives the Saints a penalty, does he? For reaping the ball out, and the Kiwis looking to bring another substitution on. They're looking to bring David Lomax on, but now it's Saints again with Tirapati. David Lyon was with him. Saints on the charge, can they make it count? Cooper brings in Alan Hunt, scorer of the Saints try. Hunt with a long ball. Beavers out to Riley. Riley, is he in? Yes, the try's given. The referee points to the spot. Excellent play by Mike Riley. And it brings the Saints back in with a shout with 14 minutes to go. Riley with his second try of the season. Beavers heavily involved again. As you said before, Sean, that's the move that's going to pay dividends. The long ball, it has done again. Alan Hunt brought it centre field. A long pass over Beavers onto Riley, and another 4 points for the Saints.
Well, it come from an unexpected source in Alan Hunt, the long ball, but it worked, and Mike Riley did exceptionally well to take his try there. And I don't know who's going to take the kick. I think it's Dave Lyon. He's going to do well to get this one over, but if he does, that could just well be the set us up for a great finish.
Yes, if he does, there's no danger about that for the final 12 or 13 minutes. It'll be, as they say in the trade, Sean, a grandstand finish. But New Zealand looking to introduce 2 replacements, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints didn't have a couple of replacements on either for the last 10 minutes or so. It's David Lyon, it's a tester, it's wide out, as you can see, only a yard in from touch, right on the 20-metre line. A lot of hush being asked for by the Saints public, and if David can slot this one over, there certainly will be some action in the last 12-13 minutes. No, just to the right of the sticks, unfortunately. 8 points to the Saints, 10 to the Kiwis. Number 15, David Lomax, coming on to replace Quentin Pongia for the last 30 minutes, as I say. Unfortunately, they're both the tries wide out, Sean, but only 2 points in it, and we can imagine quite a bit of action.
Oh yeah, there's going to be some action now. I'm looking forward to this last 10 minutes. You got Ducky warming up. He's always good for the drop goal, but he can also mix it a bit. And that's brilliant for that Saints. We'll get a tap now. That's just the job, that.
Yes, just what we needed. New Zealand with an unforced error right from the kick-off. Saints with a penalty. They're going to attack downfield. Gus O'Donnell looking to be introduced, and I think Sonny Nicol is going to be brought off. But Saints, fine touch on the main stand side. 2 points in arrears. Respect to the ball essential now for the remainder of these 6 tackles. Cooper, he'll lead his troops. George Mann turns in the tackle. Now it's with Joint on the opposite diagonal. Joint looking for the gap in the Kiwi defence. 10 points to 8 the score. Well, the ball knocked back. It touched the New Zealand hand. Griffiths is working his way through. Will the referee wave the tackle count off? No, I don't think he will. But it's Saints on the charge. Saints on the rampage. Let's see if they can do it. Fogarty there, power in it. 10 metres from the Kiwi line. Cooper attacked in half. He brings it left. Rapati. Oh, loose ball onto George Mann. Now it's Alan Hunt. Last one of the sequence. Will Saints go for the drop goal and get the ball back? Will they put the high ball up? Griffiths chips it through. Griffiths chasing it. New Zealand forced to defend. Gus O'Donnell on now. And Sonny Nicol has come off. Well, Sonny Nicol actually in the sin bin, but he isn't going back on field. New Zealand managed to, well, they picked it up, but he knocked it forward. Jason Williams knocked it forward there. Saints putting pressure on the Kiwi. Sonny Nicol just had 10 minutes in the sin bin. He's not been replaced. They've sent Gus O'Donnell on. And Gus O'Donnell there, he's one that snaps round the heels, and he certainly can turn a game, Sean.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Ducky on the field, because whenever he comes on, he's always eager to impress. And it should be very interesting.
A loose play at the play the ball by the Saints there. I think it's Kearney that got his foot to it, kicked it directly into touch. So it's going to be Gus O'Donnell in the hooking berth, Bernard Dwyer in the second row, John Griffiths to feed the scrum. Good hook by, good heel there by the Saints, and Griffiths comes up with possession. George Mann has the ball, nicks it all over him like a rash. Can't get the man to the ground, finally does, along with Jason Williams. Beavers inside to Rapati, lovely move by the Saints there. 9 minutes remaining, 2 points separating the teams, 10-8 the score. Chris Joint inside the Kiwi, 20-metre area. Well, the Kiwi all offside on the referee's left. O'Donnell, Cooper, O'Donnell couldn't take it. New Zealand have possession. Good tackling there, George Mann quickly in. Well, I'm saying solid tackling, it's Lomax that breaks through, but Dwyer, watch Dwyer come in, takes him man and ball. Superb run there by Bernard Dwyer. Well, knock on at the play the ball there. Superb run by Bernard Dwyer. It's been very impressive tonight, Sean. Surely, if Malcolm really is here, he must be attracting his eye for this second test.
Yeah, he's definitely knocking on the door. He has been for a while, Bernard, and with Martin Dermott's looking at a lengthy layout with another dislocated elbow, I think it should be Bernard's turn. I'd definitely bring him in before McCurry, but that's my own personal opinion. So it should be interesting to see whether Mal Riley does actually put Bernard into his squad.
Yes, let's hope he does. They can't say that our Saints video team haven't been promoting him, but he's worthy of promoting. Must be the finest uncapped hooker in the league. Saints have ball possession. Beavers bringing it across into George Mann. Just lost his foot in, George Mann, as Kearney comes in along with Peaver. Saints spread it out to the left. Chris Joint just can't break that tight Kiwi defence. Cooper wants a quick play the ball. He's looking for support from the Saints, and Bernard Dwyer there backing up as ever. Well, Peaver going in rather enthusiastically. Last tackle of this set of 6. Final 7 minutes remaining. Gus O'Donnell, well, attempted long-range drop goal, but Peter Edwards has it. Kiwi in possession, in the lead, 10 points to 8. Saints just coming through with a last gasp Paul Forber try in 1989 in this tour game, sealing the game by 27 points to 26. Forber's at Salford now, but any of the others there in the dying minutes will certainly seal the points for the Saints, trailing by 2. Alan Hunt scored a try in the last contest between these two teams. A little bit of jiggery-pokery there. It's the last tackle of the sequence for New Zealand. Mike Riley coming in. Drives it through, does Riley. Good run from this wingman. The Saints employing the wingmen, bringing them in a lot. Cooper along to Fogarty. Inside to Alan Hunt. Hunt gives the dummy, has to take the tackle. 5 minutes remaining and there's nobody believing this arena. 10 points to 8 to score. Gus O'Donnell on to Griffiths. Chris Joint showing the ball, driving it forward. Solid tackling again. Chipped by Shane Cooper, tidied up by Les Quirk. Limited appearances in the first team, Les Quirk, but he's been a great servant for the Saints in the 5 years or so he's been here. Scored some good tries at crucial times, and none could be more crucial than tonight as O'Donnell follows it up. Peter Edwards comes away with it, putting pressure on the Kiwi, putting the ball up in the air, ramming it down the necks. Saints have got to try and contain them in this area, Sean. Only 5 minutes left. Let's hope they can do it.
Yeah, we've got to keep an eye on it and hope they'll spill it, spew the ball or something, and then we can gain quick possession, because that's definitely what we need now with 5 minutes on the clock.
Peaver running through, slips the ball away. New Zealand looking for support. The support's coming there. Loose forward, Mackey, Jason Mackey, as we've said, playing in 17. Whittaker along the line, substitute there, David Lomax. He drives it up again, breaks out of the tackle. Lomax up to the 20-metre line. Support there from Nixon. Mackey has support. Mackey has possession. He turns it inside, and Nixon, can he squeeze in? Nixon's in for the try. Well, that could be the killer, Sean, but a full 75-yard passing movement there by the Kiwis, and they squares in at the corner.
Well, we just said we needed tight defence down there, and it was very slack, and they broke away and scored. You can't give people like Lomax room to run, and then Mackey down the left here, because the awareness of people around them and the straight running, it's just suicidal, and it's proved it there with a good try.
Yes, Nixon finishing off well, but Jason Mackey heavily involved. Did well, got the pass inside to Nixon, and unfortunately I think that's put paid to the Saints with a chance of winning this evening. The other substitute, Logan Edwards, number 17, he's coming on now. And I think is it Jason Mackey that's gone off? Has it been 17? 17 on, I can't see the other I think it's Jason Mackey that's come off, Sean. So Logan Edwards on. He's for the last 3 minutes. Peter Edwards looking to add the conversion, 14 points to 8. Unfortunately now, some of the homesters just drifting away. 14-8 the score, this conversion to come. Still a couple of minutes left. Peter Edwards, can he slot it between? No, just drops short. Still now, Sean, just that one converted try, but time running out for the Saints. Always a possibility. It's, what do they say? It's never dead till the fat lady sings or something. This is one of Steve-O's ploys, but you never know, do you?
It's never over till the fat lady sings. No, we've seen games won and lost in the last minute. But with looking at the Kiwi defence tonight, it's very difficult to see Saints breaking it down in the last 2 minutes especially.
Yes, obviously a planned ploy there that just nearly came off. Gus O'Donnell chipping it high. Alan Hunt follows it up, just couldn't control the ball, but certainly that was the nail in the coffin there, with Nixon finishing it off just in the corner here. A lot of strong running by the Kiwis. I suppose the pie eaters will be happy, Sean, because the Kiwis have turned the Saints over just as they turned Wigan over, but it's been an exciting game, but unfortunately Saints just losing out.
Well, I'm watching that Kiwi-Wigan game, and Saints have definitely put up a better show than the Wiggies did when I went watching, and Saints can count themselves unlucky tonight. It's a bit of slack defence, but they've put up a good show, and they've given a few of the Saints players, Bernard and Tyr and George, they've given Howie Tamati and Mal Riley something to think about.
Yes, they've given a good account of themselves, there's no danger, but the centre there, Jason Williams, going in a little high on David Lyon, but the referee right on the job. But you never know what was going to happen after the Kiwi going down 17-0 at Wembley, and obviously they want to get back into winning ways, build a bit of confidence up. Howie Tamati's been out there, obviously both sets of teams been all G'd up for tonight's clash. You just got to get the bounce of the ball, the rub of the green. Great Britain had the bounce of the ball, the rub of the green on Saturday, Sean. Unfortunately, Saints haven't had it tonight.
That's right. The Kiwis, even if they had had the bounce of the ball on Saturday, I don't think they'd have done much, because they didn't seem to gel together or knit together as a team, which they have done tonight. They've obviously had a lot of time to think about it since Saturday, and they look as if they've got it right, and Great Britain can expect a different side, I think, at Central Park a week on Saturday.
Yes, that's true. Time running out, 40 minutes plus on the watch, playing in stoppage time, 39 minutes on the official clock, 14-8 the score. Kiwi still in possession. Whittaker attacks in half-back. Moves it left, Nixon, the last try scorer, dabs it through, putting pressure on the Saints, but Mike Riley makes sure he knocks it dead. It may have rolled dead, but you can't afford to take things for granted. Certainly the old oval ball can bounce all sorts of different ways there. Tirapati chips it just the required 10 metres. Kearney has possession, Alan Hunt was there again. Well, there's the final hooter. Nearly 2 minutes of injury time played. Unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. Tightly contested game. It was 30 minutes before we had a score. Alan Hunt went in for a try. The Edwards, the full-back, hit back immediately. That was converted by Namu. 6 points to 4. The Kiwis led at half-time. 13 minutes before Mackey went in for a try in the second half, it gave the Kiwis a 10 points to 4 lead. Then an excellent try by Mike Riley, squares in at the corner. 13 minutes later, it was all built up for a grandstand finish. 2 points separating the sides, but Nixon putting the nail in the coffin in the 4 minutes before the final hooter in the far corner, and it was too much to ask for the Saints to come back. But it's been a tight game, a hard game really, Sean.